Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Get Into It with Gila. I'm Gila Glassberg, your host, registered dietitian, and intuitive eating counselor. And today I have on Sara Honikman. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Hi,
Hi, thank you so much for
everyone.
coming on. I'm so excited to have you.
Thanks for
Tell
having me.
everybody, yeah, thank you for coming on. And at 5:30 in the middle of chaos, we both like ran away from what's going on in our house.
Fine by
So
me.
exactly. I have a meeting. I have to go upstairs.
Exactly.
Okay, tell all the listeners about yourself. Where do you live and what do you do?
All right. I wear a lot of hats. So I'm a mom of four. That's my first job. I'm also a special ed teacher. And I live in Long Island. I forgot to say that part. And I'm also a fitness instructor. And I teach at two boutique gyms. I teach fitness classes. I love it. It's a lot of fun.
So wait, so you like
I'm
at your
also
day
a
job.
special ed teacher.
Okay,
So
so
I
where
push into classrooms.
wait, you push into classrooms. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Tell people.
Like a see it. Do you know what a see it is? Like a
Yeah,
special ed itinerant teacher. So it's
yes.
like push pull. I
You take
work
kids
in,
out of class or you walk into the classroom and
yeah,
you
or a little bit of both sometimes. Work in preschool at Brandeis, starting tomorrow. And I've
cool.
been at Hafter for years. I'm in
Oh,
elementary school, lower elementary. So
wow.
that's more academic versus
Yeah.
preschool's more social emotional, following
Wow.
directions. I used to be a preschool teacher.
Okay.
And I switched to this. It's more flexible and it allows me to continue to teach fitness classes,
Okay,
which I really
so
love.
I know you as a fitness instructor, and I think you told me that you're a teacher also, but I didn't know that. And you
Yeah.
also teach fitness in the elementary schools?
No,
Or-
I used to actually. I used to be a gym teacher at Shalom High School, and I was a gym teacher at Chabad preschool for a few years.
It's so
A
cute.
lot of hats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to know like what's the intersection? Like did you always
They're
want to be a
all
teacher?
teaching. If you think about it, like
Yeah.
it's all teaching, it's all supporting and empowering people, like empowering kids, empowering
Right.
adults, you know.
Yeah, but
Um,
it's totally
I
different.
could go back to my story. I've always wanted to be a teacher.
Yeah.
Education's my biggest passion.
Okay.
I was a little girl when I had a bad teacher one day. I remember it like vividly.
How old were you?
I was probably like 11,
Wow.
12. And
Such
I
a
remember
formative time.
saying, I think it was a really hard day. I think she really hurt me. And I
Mm.
remember saying, I'm going to grow up and be a teacher one day and I'm going to be better than her.
Wow.
And I became a preschool teacher. I did it for like a good maybe 10 years. I'd have to like count it up.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it. My kids were little and they needed me a lot. They were like those kids that were always sick.
Yeah.
And then it was just a burden on the classroom to constantly be in and out.
Hmm.
And I decided, let me explore, see it for a few years. It's flexible, it's much easier, less demanding. And then I fell into fitness. So it ended up working out really nicely because I could
How
teach
did you fall into
classes.
fitness? How
So
did that happen?
funny. I was at Fit. I was a member at Fit for years. I would go
Yeah.
at 6 a.m. all the time. And I guess like, we became a family and I would push people like, well, I'm like, come on, pick it back up. We're gonna have your one. And people would always say, you should do this for a living, Sarah. You'd be really good at it. And I was like,
Really?
no
Wait,
thanks.
but when you joined Fit, were you already very fit? Like, were you already exercising a lot?
Um, I on and off, yes, for years, but I like took it to a new level when I came to Fit. Like
Hmm.
Fit really changed my life. Truly,
Wow.
truly, like I say it on the mic for other people and I hear people say it
Yeah.
and I really leveled up. My fitness
Wow.
really leveled up and it also just gave me a lot of confidence.
I love
I feel
Fit.
like it was a real segue into like learning real life skills and
Wow.
of like stress.
Wow.
And I became very passionate about fitness and then I would keep hearing people say it. I'm like, maybe it would be fun to teach a little bit, like as a hobby, like just once a week, whatever. And that's how I started. And then I really loved it. So I took on more work. Rest is history. Now I teach 12 classes a week.
12
Um,
classes.
I
Wow.
start my day with that. Yeah.
Wow. Wait, so how long have you been teaching fitness?
Gosh, I don't know, 4 years? Maybe 4 years.
You're such a natural. I thought you were going to say 10 years.
Thanks. You know what? You know what prepped me for this job? Preschool. When you're a
Wow.
preschool teacher and kids need you every second and you're getting
Right.
pulled from a
Right.
hundred different ways, you learn how to
Right.
multitask
Yeah.
and you have to have a lot of good energy. And those are
You
all the
have a lot
skills
of
you
good
need in a
energy.
fitness
Is it
class.
like really
That and
hard
my
to run?
ADD.
Yeah.
That and my
Do you
ADD.
actually have ADD?
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
That's why
And
you
it
do
really
two jobs
helps.
also, right? Like it helps.
100%. And like just running from one classroom to the next and I get to like play with the kids. Like I get to sit on the playground or like free play, and the teachers are busy with like Haggadah and projects and all
Right.
that. And I'm like, nope, I just get to sit here and listen to the cutest 4-year-old
That's
conversations. It is
really cute.
the best.
You
Yeah.
love your job, it sounds like.
I really, not always, not like sometimes I'm just a fly on the wall. Like my student doesn't need me and I'm like a little bored and understimulated, or seeing a teacher say something one way and I'm like, ooh, don't say it like
Yeah.
that. That's so
Right.
harmful, and you have to bite your
Right. Right.
tongue.
Yeah.
So it's not, like everything in life, pros and cons.
Yeah.
But overall, like there's some magical moments when you have a really powerful conversation with a kid. They're very
Right.
receptive, they're
Yeah.
very intelligent, emotionally
Right.
intelligent more than you think,
Right.
and they're receptive to it,
Right.
much more than an adult. So you can really make
Different
an
than
impact.
adults. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you tell me like a while back that were becoming a principal or something like that? Like you were going back to
It's
school?
my dream. I would love to open a school if I'm really dreaming big.
Dream big.
Yeah, one day. It's like in my 10-year plan. I feel like I
Like
need to
what
be
type of
more of an
school?
adult first. I don't feel like I'm adult enough yet for that kind of
Oh,
position.
okay.
Like
Yeah.
still dressed like a
Right.
teenager. When I'm
Right.
done like dressing like a teenager, when I'm like ready to like retire the leggings and the
Yeah.
Nike socks and the
Yeah.
sneakers or the Ugg slippers.
They're very cool.
I
So
mean, people keep telling me I could be a principal like that, but
yeah, you could, yeah, for sure.
I'm not ready to give up the gym gig. So when I
Right.
feel like I've had enough of that,
Yeah.
I'm going to venture into, I want to open a Jewish Reggio school, elementary.
What is that? I don't even know.
So Amelia Reggio was an educator from Italy, and
Mhm.
it's one of the it's similar to Montessori, but not really. But if I could say anything that you'd understand, I would say it's similar to Montessori, and it's very hands-on approach to learning, and it's very warm and it's very natural. Like it really it's like all of like Carl Jung's concept of development. It's like really seeing the child and teaching in a way that's natural, and kids thrive in it. If you look at
Mm.
any Chabad anywhere in the world, any preschool Chabad, they'll either be Reggio, Montessori, or a mix of the two.
Wow,
I've
that's
worked at a
cool.
bunch of Reggio schools,
Cool.
and I love them,
That's
and
so
I
cool.
love the teaching modality. Fun fact, the Blue Man Group were all a bunch of boys with ADD and they suffered in
Mm.
school
Wow.
and they didn't want their kids to have to suffer. So they said, let's open our own school. And what would be the best education? They did a ton of research, came back with Reggio and they opened it and it's called the Blue School. And it is a very successful school in Manhattan. And
Wow.
I want to open a Jewish one like that.
You really
That
should.
counts.
You really, really should.
More art, more nature,
Yeah.
animals. Like
Right.
not every kid's a student. So if you're
Yeah.
going to make them spend 8 hours a day in a place,
Yeah.
they should find something there they're good at.
Right. I understand. I was a terrible student. Terrible,
And
terrible
and,
student.
and you suffer, and
Yeah.
then you don't think there's something wrong with the system. You think there's something
Yeah.
wrong with you.
Right.
And that's
Especially
the memo kids walk away with. They don't
no.
realize.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Wow. You should really do that. Like follow your heart and
God willing,
I'll
God
support
willing. I
you.
have, I have too many, I have too many passions right now, so it's tough. But
I
for
know.
now, I'll
Me
just
too.
stick to playing with them on the playground, I guess.
Yeah, and also, well, let's go back to fitness. So you're an amazing instructor. I mean, so
Thank
I
you.
am your student and I love fit. And I also interviewed Akira on the podcast, by the way, and I heard
Oh,
like the whole
cool.
fit story, yeah, like a few years ago. But it's so interesting that you were like attending fit and then basically people would tell you like, oh, you should do this. Like you're very motivating. Like you have that
Yeah,
like
even
personality.
Kira's sister was one of my biggest fans. She would tell me all the time. I always tell Yakira that she gets that credit. I
So
think she might
people
have been the
would
first one to say it.
while you were in the class, but you weren't like annoying or naggy. You were just like, oh, let's
No,
keep
like just like
going.
my friends next to me, my buddies, I'm
Yeah,
like, come on, guys, like a
yeah,
few more reps, or like let's race.
yeah,
I like
yeah,
make it commit. I still do it. Like when I
yeah,
take class with certain
yeah.
people, I
Right,
well, like we know we get into it. Like if we're doing
right.
run club on cardio circuit, like
Right.
it's became a race.
Right. Well,
It's
were
a
you
race with
nervous to
Sarah.
teach? Was that like you're a teacher, but
Totally,
yeah.
totally. Oh my God, it was hard in the beginning,
What was it like?
first of all, in general, like people like it's a service industry. People are paying for a service.
Right.
And people when you're in a performance type of job, people are judging you. They just
Right.
are naturally.
Right.
That comes with the territory. I had to grow
Right.
thick skin.
Why did
I had to
people
learn how
like
to
say
take
mean
feedback.
things?
No one would say something directly mean to my face, but like you could tell or you could hear, or like maybe your class is emptier sometimes. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Do you
I was
feel,
very sensitive. It's
I was gonna
I
say, are
grew a lot from
you
it. It was
so
rough.
now you don't take things as like seriously or like it doesn't hurt as much?
First of all, it doesn't hurt as much. I think I
Okay.
built more confidence in
Yeah.
myself and really truly like like the purest definition of confidence is not that I think I'm amazing. It's that I'm okay that I'm not amazing. I'm
Right.
okay not being perfect.
Right.
And so once I learned to give myself that grace, it not only made it not hurt so much if I were to ever get feedback, but I also maybe didn't present with that anxious like me like I
Right.
could be maybe like that manifested as talking too much or
Right.
trying too hard like.
Right. Right.
And so I think once I got more comfortable with myself, I probably also perform differently. and
Right.
and like anything you do, any skill you do, you get better at it.
Right.
I'm better at it over time.
Right, right. I think you're really amazing.
Thank you. And I
You're
love
welcome.
it. When you do something you're passionate about, you're guaranteed more likely to be successful, I
Yeah,
think.
you guys all are. I feel like that's part of the job that you have to be like really, really passionate about fitness. And
Yeah.
not only that, like you guys all give like your
And
motivation.
we had a good teacher. I'll give you Kira the credit where
Yeah,
credit's due.
yeah,
She
yeah.
taught
But
us
you
well.
have like you all have in your like teaching the motivating, like the I think it's funny, like not everybody like likes the style of like the loud music and the lights. Like I have a friend now who's like I much prefer going to Pilates and like the chill. And we both have chaotic lives. Like we both have a bunch of kids and chaotic lives. But I'm like my house is so chaotic with the noise and like the people jumping on my face that like I like the organized chaos of the gym. I love the loud, which is funny because I'm super overstimulated. I'm one of nine, so I'm super
Wow.
overstimulated by my kids. Like the noise and the loudness and the jumping and the all vying for my attention. And like the gym is so loud, but like it's just this like place where I could like lose myself. Like I don't really. I'm
It's a different
completely
loud. It's a
present, but
different
I'm
kind.
not present. You know what I mean? Like it's both.
Yeah, totally. I
Yeah.
like the lights too.
Yeah, so I sometimes tell my husband, I'm like, you don't get it. Like exercise is spiritual for me. I'm like so in it, and he's like, no, it's come on. Like he's rolling his eyes, and I'm like, but like you have to be there to understand. But like
Yes.
when somebody's like screaming at you, but like in a positive way, and like I always wonder like how you guys keep going. Like how do you have all that positive energy? Like how
We
do
don't
you
always. We don't know. We have bad days. I had a friend's Levaya a few weeks ago. I was like in
that you
tears when
told
I
me?
opened my computer. It was a
Right.
hard day.
How did you
There are
push through
days
it?
like that. You just take a deep breath and you shut it
Yeah.
off. You compartmentalize and you shift
Yeah,
your
but
attention. And the music helps.
yeah, the music does help.
Music's a big piece. You gotta like
Yeah.
your playlist.
Yeah. Okay. So a few days ago when we were talking at the gym, you're like, yeah, I wake up every morning 5 o'clock, and I used to not be a morning person. And I think that was like the impetus of this
Yeah.
podcast. How did you change? Like, what changed in your life that you made that shift?
Gosh, I can't even remember. I was working at the JCC at the time. I was teaching pre-K, and actually Gabby Winkler was a teacher. We worked together. Actually, do you know Gabby is
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
teacher? She also does what I do now. She's a CA.
Oh, cool.
And she would tell me all the time, come to fit, come try the gym. I just moved
Mm.
to New York, back to New York. I moved
Where are
around a
you
lot.
from?
I'm originally from New York, but like we moved around a lot. We came back
Okay.
home
Okay.
and I needed a gym. And I didn't have a choice. It was either PM. I did a little PM. At a certain point, I just had to try the 6 a.m. It was the only option.
Meaning
So
because you
instead
work
of
full
just
time?
like, yeah, so instead of just like defining myself and confining myself into a box, I was like,
Mhm.
what, like anything you don't know about. I actually said this today on the mic when I was trying to push women at week 5 to take heavier weights. I said, be curious. Curiosity is very open-minded, it's non-judgmental. Be
Mhm.
curious. Maybe what would happen? I'm curious if I could lift 5 pounds heavier. I'm curious if I could lift 2 pounds heavier is an invitation to explore versus that's too heavy or I'm not strong enough. You're
Mhm.
defining and confining yourself to a box and keeping yourself stuck. So I would guess I probably said something along the lines of, wow, 6 a.m. is crazy. I'm going to try it and see what happens.
Right.
Like I'm going to explore it.
Right.
And then because I love the classes, I was motivated to go.
Right.
Definitely much harder to wake up to teach at 6 than to take a class. Like your body goes and it does it, and
Right.
you need a lot of executive functioning skills. You need like a lot of brain power at 6 a.m. to teach. Like there are times where I read the words wrong on the wall. I'm like, oh wait, that doesn't say that because I'm still asleep, you know? And then you adjust. Like there were times where I couldn't go, where there were times that I was tired all day, you know,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
I got into my routine. Also, I have to say the women at 6 a.m. I love all the women all day, but there's something special about the 6 a.m. crew, really like a
Right.
family.
Right.
And it is truly a pleasure to be there. Truly, like every
I
piece
don't
of
get
it.
it. I know like a few weeks ago it was like 2 weeks ago. I took your class at 7. Remember
And how
I
was
was
the
like
rest of your
petrified.
day?
It was awesome. It's funny because like I might have misrepresented myself. Like I'm up every morning early with my kids,
Right.
early, dressed, ready to go, and caffeinated, and fed. Like I can't exercise on an empty stomach, and maybe I'm confining myself, but I've tried it and I feel like
Well,
lighter.
that's different. That's like
Right.
physiological. Like some
Yeah.
people need to eat first, and I
Yeah.
can't eat first. So
Right. A lot of people say that. Yeah, I know. I've heard a lot of people say that. Um, it was amazing. It was just like so funny, like because I saw you and I was like, oh my gosh, should I come tomorrow? Like I was just here because I'm like on a kick right now where I'm trying to come every day to the gym because I'm paying for the like unlimited membership. And like I had a baby 6 months ago, so I couldn't really exercise like how I wanted to when I was pregnant. I tried, I just couldn't. And I love exercise. I just really love it. So I'm like, can I, like, I'm paying X amount of dollars. Like, if I just pay a little bit more, like, I could come every day. It's really hard with my schedule. And that day, like, the only time I could come was like 7 a.m. So I was like, can I do this, you know? And
The answer was,
the
yeah,
answer was yes. And it was great. I don't
yeah,
know how I would do it more than once in a while just because of like my morning routine, because
right.
of my husband and everything, the kids. But that's not the point. The point is that you really pushed yourself to wake up, and now you wake up every day at 6, 5.
I wake up a lot of days at 5. Some days I wake up at like 6, 5:45. Like I turned my like the days that I don't teach 6 a.m., I was
Yeah.
able to wake up at like 7, 6:45. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I could wake up at 6:30, 6:45, but I realized that that extra less sleep of 30 minutes gives
Hmm.
me peace and calm in the morning, and it gives me time for myself. And
Right.
I stopped being intimidated by my alarm clock like that, of like early mornings. I'm like, no, I'm
Hmm.
gonna wake up at 6. Now I turned my 6 sometimes into 5:45. Like maybe I want to catch the sunrise.
Wow.
It's when the kids are asleep, there's time for
Right.
just me, time to
Yeah.
prep food, time to sit on the couch with my coffee instead of running around the house. So
Right.
I
But
just I
you
set
work
the
full
intention to
time?
go to sleep a little. I go to sleep a little earlier. You build habits and you could build a routine. Most people, it's not going to make or break you if you wake up a little earlier. And I've heard some research recently that keeping a pretty consistent sleeping schedule, like waking up the same time every day, is better for your sleep.
Right.
So I'm trying to get those times, even when I'm not teaching 6 a.m., to be close enough to it that I'm consistent.
What time do you actually go to bed?
Sometimes I could get into bed at 9:30. Sometimes I'm like begging my kids to fall asleep so I can go to bed.
And will you
I
fall
don't
asleep at?
necessarily fall. Sometimes I could. Like yesterday, I probably fell asleep at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, and then
I
you
would
wake
like to
up.
get to bed even earlier if I can. It's just hard.
Yeah, you work full time now, the teaching job?
I actually just took on more work, literally starting tomorrow. I just add another 10 hours of work to my week. So I guess I would call that full time. I'd have to like add up the hours, but
But I'm saying
probably.
you work in one preschool now, you're taking on another preschool job, and you
I
said
work in after elementary and
elementary.
now I'm
Okay.
adding Brandeis. So I will be at the schools probably between like 10 and 3. I'll probably be done by 3, which is maybe not full time for some people because they start, but
Right.
they also don't start their workday at 6 or
Right.
7.
You're saying every day you give a class
Every
in the
day
morning?
I start my workday at 6 or 7 a.m. So I end earlier, but I also start earlier.
So you work at Fit and you also work at Warren
Warren
Levy?
Levy. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I saw that on Instagram. That's also awesome. Amazing. Good.
Yeah. It's really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
It's like a real family over there.
do you exercise outside of the classes? I'm assuming yes.
No, I barely get time to work out. So
Do
I
you feel
try
like
to
you still
snag
get
a
to work
couple
out?
reps. Sometimes I kind of try to get a couple reps in here and there. When I
You don't
teach.
feel like you're
There's certain
exercising?
classes like abs and glutes I really love. I
Yeah,
really love to do that with the women for most
right,
of it. Like there's certain parts of it that there's just a certain energy in the room when I'm doing it with them.
right.
And I have that kind of similarity on Wednesday at Warren Levy. Friday I get to take FitCamp, thank God.
Oh yeah,
Mama took over 7:15, which is a real treat. I
right.
don't get to work out Thursday. I don't get to work out Monday. Sunday. No, I don't work out a lot. Sometimes I'll throw in a couple reps after class. After I'm teaching, like before I run, I'll try to work out for 5 minutes.
Wow. I don't even know
Yeah.
what to say. Is that
It's
hard?
it's like classic shoemaker's kid has no shoes.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I
I
feel
talk
like
to other trainers too. They barely have time to work out. They're too
but I
busy
feel like
working.
you run around
I'm
like
active. Yeah, it's not the same. I mean, like
no, it's not the same.
women need
Obviously,
to lift weights. We need to lift weights and we need to lift heavy, and you need to
right.
dedicate time for that.
Right. It's funny. I hope you don't mind that I'm challenging you, but like I started going to this PT who actually interviewed on the podcast also. And long story short, but I had I have 5 kids, Kainara. I had 2 regular births, then I had 2 C-sections, and then I just had another regular birth, Baruch Hashem. But
Amazing.
I was yeah, but I really wanted to have a VBAC, so I was told to go to like a pelvic floor PT, which I
Oh,
tried to.
interesting. Does it really
Yeah.
help?
So I didn't end up getting to see her until after I gave birth because I was on a wait list.
Oh,
to
wow.
see her. Yeah. Does it help? I don't know I did go to a different
I'm
pelvic
curious
floor.
about that. That's
Yeah.
fascinating.
I did a lot of research on how to have a successful VBAC because after you have two C-sections, after you have three C-sections, no doctor is gonna, I mean, maybe one or two doctors will let you try for a VBAC, but after, it was a big deal basically. So what we've been doing a lot of work with my core, and I do exercise a lot, and I've been exercising at the gym for years. I haven't been at fit all this time, but like I've been going to the gym consistently for like 9 years. Like I started at Club Central, and then I went to
Amazing. It's a long time.
yeah, yeah. And then I went to whatever, all the other gyms that people went to, like after like I went to Life, then that closed down, and then I went to um now it's called like Kings and Queens, but it was called Hollywood.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and now they don't
Here at Trader
have,
Joe's,
yeah, and
you don't
it's
have
right by me.
classes, right?
They had all women's classes, but then now it's like co-ed, so I don't go to that gym anymore. And then I came to Fit, which I love also. But she's like yelling at me like you're not doing the moves right, like you're not planking correctly, like you're not lifting right, you're not using your core, you're not whatever. And she's like very like, when you take group fitness, it's really hard for the instructor to like correct your form. So you compensate, like you learn to compensate. So I'm curious like how you feel about that. Like do you feel like that's a real thing?
I think it's a challenge for trainers, definitely. Like there is a limit to how much you can handhold. We correct a lot of form though. I personally could speak for myself that 100% walk around the room and catch people and fix people all the time. There are some times that some people, like the stimulating lights and the pace of the class is really too hard for them to understand what I'm saying.
Right,
Or
right.
sometimes people have like certain injuries or
Yeah.
limits. And I could even still then very often troubleshoot. Like my ability, I once gave a class where we were learning swings and I was able to correct 30 people in the room before everyone
Wow.
started. I went over to every single person.
Wow.
I made them hold their setup. It took me 20 seconds. I scanned them. I could
Right.
do 1,000 things at once.
Right. You're very good
Do
at
you,
it.
do you feel like I don't come over and correct you? I
No,
come
no,
over.
you do, but I wasn't saying that, but I'm saying let me give you an
I
example.
definitely it's definitely harder than, working one-on-one, but then I often see people who have terrible form and they tell me they work with a trainer when they're not
Right.
at the class also. So
Right.
you could have a personal trainer who's working with you and they're not necessarily great at fixing form. I had a personal
Right.
trainer have me train her on how to swing a kettlebell. I
Wow.
literally sat with a trainer once. Like not everyone knows how to do it.
Right.
Even
I
even
know.
trained.
Right.
It's not like that's part of your curriculum really when you think about it. When you're taking like I'm certified with NASM, which is really a highly accredited. It's the most respectful one. It's globally accepted. It's a good certification. In my certification, I learned a ton of things, but did it necessarily have enough videos to show you exactly what the proper form should look like? That when you're watching videos and self-teaching, that everybody who takes it gets that? No, you have to learn more
Right.
hands-on, you know?
Right. Right. I know. I just thought I wasn't like challenging you like in that
No,
way.
no, no, for sure.
No,
I'm just
like
saying, like,
I asked a
people have
different,
to know what they're going to get in a group fitness class.
yeah,
If somebody feels
yeah,
like I'm not coordinated or I'm really like, and I go over to those people, there are times where I could see they have no idea how to use their core.
right,
And I
right.
shut my mic and I go over to them and I tell them to go see a pelvic floor specialist.
Right, right. I think that
I've
it's
done it a lot.
it's really very interesting. Like the things that she taught me. I mean, there's different schools of thought, but like for example, she's like, I don't think you should be planking. Like I've been exercising. I'm not like amazing. Like
I feel like I notice you modify your planks a lot, right? You take them on
I
your
go on
knee.
my knees. Yeah, I go on
Yeah.
my.
See, I
This
notice
is a
and I
recent thing.
remember and I know, I
This
notice.
is very recent because she's like, you should be planking on your knees because you're not planking correctly, and it's really, really hard. She's like, well, listen, everybody has a different schools of thought, but she's a pelvic floor PT, so she's like, I'd rather you plank on your knees, and you're gonna get almost the same effect than if you plank incorrectly, like really planking. Because she's
Right.
like,
And we say
so
that at Fit all the time. We say take it from
right,
your knees. But the hard
right,
part, and this is the challenge in a class, is I could look right at somebody and say, if you're new, and I'll make eye contact like they
right,
know I'm talking to them when I'm doing
right,
my demo,
yeah,
I don't want you to do X, I want you to do Y.
right.
Ask me what percentage of the time after I say that they do the thing I told them not to do. Like
Because
try to guess.
it's funny because I thought you would say
I
most people are
specifically say if you're
modifying.
new to this, do not do this. Half the time they don't hear me or they ignore me. Half the time. And I have to
I
go over
probably
and
do that.
shut
I
my
probably
mic
right,
and say, I really don't want you to do it like that. I don't want you to get hurt.
right, right.
And
So you
like
could tell when
very
people are doing
careful
it
on like cueing,
right,
like You wouldn't get on a unicycle before learning on a tricycle. Like you got
Right.
to get the basics down first,
Right. It's so
for sure.
hard. I think like this pelvic floor PT, she's like, people want to feel like they're working really hard. So like gyms are forced to just like push their push people. I'm just saying, I love fitness. And I think like what I'm really trying to say is like I think like I love like the motivation behind fitness. Like I want to give you an example. Okay. Let's say with lifting weights, right? Like you said, us women, we have to lift weights. It's true, 100%. It's also really important for like our bones
Yeah.
and like
You lose
cardio.
3% of your muscle every decade after 30. You lose
Right.
like about 28% of your bone when you start to drop your
Right.
estrogen levels in perimenopause. Scary. Those are big
Right.
numbers.
Right, right, right. I know we learned in school. I remember learning as a dietitian that like up until the age of 30, you could work on your calcium stores. Meaning like if you really do drink milk and eat dairy
Oh, wow.
products, then
I didn't know that.
you'll build up your stores, but they start to deplete at the age of 30. Yeah, I know it's really interesting. Um, but like osteoporosis and things like that, that's weightlifting, weight bearing exercise is very, very important for that.
You
Um,
know what? Another thing, just to segue a little bit, in our community, in like the Orthodox community, a lot of the very religious schools don't have sports for kids
right,
growing up. They don't have sports leagues. They don't have organized sports, and these girls don't learn how to utilize their body. And
right.
I really think it's a huge issue. And I actually want to kind of start a project to work on it, to like go into schools and educate them a little bit and push them to make changes. I don't know if I could do it. It's an idea I had
You
recently.
could do it. Do
I
it.
mean, I don't know if I'll be effective, is what I meant to
Right,
say.
right, right, right.
There's so many elements of it that are so important. Number one, you're getting them moving. Number two,
Right,
there are kids that, like we said before, that don't do well in school, and like that's their outlet. They don't even know.
right.
They don't even know that they're athletic. And they don't get to ever find out, which is so sad. They play machanayim. They play dodgeball, maybe. That's it. If they're lucky. Like you go to Hasidic schools, you go to Beis Yaakov schools, they don't have sports. And I even think on like a prevention level of like sexual abuse. Like teach the
Right,
kids how to use their body, teach them the name of
right,
their body parts, teach them boundaries through sports, teach
right,
them sportsmanship, teach them how to handle disappointment, how to handle pressure. Like these
right.
are all life skills that you can get as and using sports as a catalyst to learn these things, and like they're robbed of it. And
I
it's a
hear
big
that.
problem.
I hear
It's
that.
a huge problem. And I could see that very often. I'll see certain clientele. I'm like, you never had a coach teach you how to do a plank. You have no idea how to do a plank right now. And then they go and they get married and they have baby after baby. No one
Right,
tells them to go to a pelvic floor specialist. And then they could have a prolapse, God forbid, you
right,
know?
right. Yes, another thing I want to say on this exact topic, I just want to put this out there that like I said before, I'm exercising for many years. I still can't do a push-up. I want people to know that like it doesn't really like there's not like one specific body type that like looks like they exercise. You know what I mean? Like people look at me, they probably don't like we look very different. Like I try to exercise every single day. I work on my planks and I work on my push-ups and everything. And like I really don't do it for weight loss. I don't do it to change the way my body looks. And like I love exercise. I think it's like the most amazing thing.
Yeah,
I actually
same.
really wasn't very good at school, but I really am not very good at sports either. Like I'm not,
I'm
it's not
sure
like
you're good at many things.
I'm good at a
Are
lot
you
of
good at
things.
art?
I'm good at writing,
Amazing.
and I have lots of other things that I'm good at. I'm passionate about, and I love to cook. And don't worry, it's fine. And that's not the point. The point is that I don't do it because I'm good at it. There are people at the
Right.
gym, especially at Fit, and you watch them, and you're like, oh my God, like I come every day, and like they're doing like all those push-ups, and I'm just and I tell this to my clients, like it really doesn't matter. Like I'm Gila, and you're Sarah, and like you do 30
Yeah.
push-ups, and I do one on my knees. Like I guess you know what I'm saying. Like that's like where like
Well,
all
the other day we were doing something. I'm trying to remember what it was. And I said, if you did X amount, raise your hand. I think I like added a challenge at 6 a.m. I said, I know it says this. I want you to do this. And then afterwards, I said, okay, who did it? Raise your hand. And like four hands went up. I'm like, guys, give it up for yourselves. And then I said, and who didn't do it? Who did the really hard eight that were on the menu?
yeah,
Like maybe you didn't do 10 or 12, but if you did the eight that are on the wall, like give it up for yourself. If you
right.
did your best getting to that number, like that's where you are at. Everyone is at their own level at that path. And if you compare yourself to others, it's very discouraging.
100%.
So it's definitely good to just like notice what can I do and how can I show up for myself. And often I'm like, when you're in a child's pose after, I'm like, I want you to notice something you were able to do today because it's much easier to notice what you couldn't do. Just like notice
100%.
where you are and also just how good you feel from movement,
Right. movement is amazing. I like highly recommend any form of joyful movement, like
Yeah.
gardening, jumping on the trampoline. I tell clients, like, what did you do when you were 10? You know, like everybody enjoyed some form of movement, even though
So
like,
funny you said that. I was just talking to my friend the other day about it. She's like, I hate fitness. I hate exercise, but I want to do it. People always bring these conversations to me because
yeah,
of what I do for a living.
yeah,
And I'm like, there has to be something you like. Your body likes to move. There has to be
mm,
something. She's like, nope, 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 nope. I'm like, okay, what did you like? I just said that to her. What did you
yeah,
like as a kid? What did you like? And she's like, I love to dance. I'm like, perfect. Go find a
yeah,
Zumba class. Go find
yeah.
one.
Go
And
to
she
the
did.
fit.
She found a
Yeah.
Zumba class.
Yeah, 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 for sure. Yeah, that's funny. I just went to fit on because I really tried to go every day and I couldn't go in the morning. So on Thursday night it's only dance. I was like, should I go? I don't know how to dance. My friend's like, come, we'll go together. And she knows how to dance. I was like, okay, fine. I felt stupid. I looked stupid, but like it really, I moved. I
Move
enjoyed the
your
music.
body.
Like, yeah. But I have a question. So, do you ever feel like when you're up there, like giving a class, this is what I always think when I listen to you guys. I'm like, do you want to be like a motivational speaker? Like, you,
100%.
like, why aren't you?
I want to give a TED talk one day. Like I
Why
want to
don't
get up on
you?
that TED stage.
Right.
Um,
Or like, why don't you like,
where? Like I wouldn't even
I
know how
don't
to do it.
know,
I don't know. I don't know how to do these things.
when you, okay, but like, is that like a limiting belief? Like,
Remember when I told you that I'm not a real adult? Like
yeah, yeah, I
I
remember.
remember being as a kid like so overwhelmed. How do you write a check? Like that
Oh my gosh,
the
yeah.
was it's so funny because I don't remember a
I
lot of
think it's
things,
the
but that was
ADD.
the
I
most
think it's,
overwhelming thing. Yes, I do think it's
yeah.
part of the AD. I remember watching
I was
like
the same way. I was like, how do people
how do
have
you
like
figure that
pots
out?
and pans?
Yeah.
How do you fill your whole house? I remember thinking
Yeah.
that.
So like how do you become a motivational speaker? You just
I don't know.
like ask Chat GPT? Like I don't know.
No,
And
but
then I'm like,
it's very motivational speaker vibes when I like take you guys classes. Like I don't know if people understand that about fit or like understand that about fitness.
yeah.
Like because it's not like that wherever you go.
It's like that in some places.
It's
I've
like
heard
that
like
in some
Barry's like
places.
that, Soul Cycle's like that.
Your soul cycles like that. Yeah. Yeah. It
Um,
like, but it like, even if you don't like go to exercise, even though you should, like, I go for like the motivation. You know what I mean? Like, I go
yeah.
for like the empowerment because I don't get that in other areas of my life for the most part. Like, I'm a mom. I work for myself. I have a business.
Right.
I try to motivate myself. Like, like I try to dive in, I try to do what I'm supposed to do. I try to make dinner for my kids. I try to be a good mom. But like and I'm very into self-care. That's why I think it's so important to go to the gym or
Yeah.
find some form of exercise. But I don't know. I just feel like you guys have this like energy. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
Definitely like a motivational speaker would be more intimidating, I think. I did give a professional development workshop a few times to schools.
okay,
That
how
was
was that?
really that was really cool to see a dream come to fruition. It was amazing. I've
How
given
did that
one
happen?
like 4 times. I've given four.
How did it
I
happen?
should do it more. I should put myself out there.
You really
How did it
should.
happen? It was funny. I was at the gym one day. Actually, I was talking to my friend Hannah, and I've been talking about wanting to give professional development because I have really good strategies that work with kids. And I was like, I want to create a curriculum. I would talk to Alana Furtick, who used to be the director at South Shore, and she was like pushing me and like talking to me about it, and like she was great. And so one day my friend Hannah's like, just you work at Chabad, just go in there tomorrow and ask them today. She's like, you're going today, go ask them if you could give a TED talk, if you could give a professional
TED
development.
Talk.
I'm like, no, 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 I can't do it.
Yeah.
That day, the principal pulled me into the hallway and asked me to give one that
No
day.
way. Wow.
Isn't that wild?
No, it's like
I
that
don't even
book.
know how it happened. They needed someone for like the Veterans Day or whatever day it was. I had
Yeah.
like 2 weeks to prepare. I was shaking in my pants. I was so nervous. I
It
remember
was for the
I
staff.
put my favorite song on. Yeah, I put my favorite song on. I went into the bathroom and I was just hyping myself up, like
Yeah.
dancing in the bathroom,
Yeah.
blaring it in my ears.
Yeah.
And I did good and I got better every time I gave it. Like I don't even need to look at my papers. Like I created a really good
And now you could do it. Now
curriculum.
they can fly
I
you all
could
around
keep giving it.
America.
It kind of crosses my mind all the time. Like, why don't I go out and put myself out there and do it more?
Why don't you?
I think it's just overwhelming. It might be my ADD. It might
You
be,
should do it.
I don't know,
I'm talking to
imposter
myself.
syndrome.
Oh yeah, I'm talking to
I don't
myself.
know.
You should do it. You're gonna do it.
I should do it. I should do it. I've spoken at like events a few times. I like getting up on the stage and speaking. I get nervous, but I still like doing it, you
You
know?
should do it. What type of events?
Like trying to think how to describe it. I've spoken at fundraisers for Tall
That's
a
so
few
cool.
times.
Yeah. Tall
I
at a school
spoke at like
programming.
an event for like an organization a few times.
You should do that.
Yeah. I
Did you
loved
ever
it.
read the book Feel the Fear and Do It Anyways? I for sure have
No,
said this on my podcast
but if
before.
you recommend it, you recommend it,
I
should I read it?
totally recommend it.
Okay.
By Susan Jeffers. But basically, she's all about like feeling the fear and doing it anyways, and how like okay, she's not. She's I think she's Jewish. She's not religious, so she's talking more like the universe sends you what you know, like what you put out into the world is what you get. What did my one of my coaches would always say something like that. I can't remember now. Like, well, what you think of, you create more of. Like what is it? You know what I'm saying?
No. Like almost
Whatever
like a self-fulfilling prophecy?
yeah,
Or
whatever you put into the world is like what you get, basically. I
well,
can't
it's
remember.
kind of like that line we were talking about the other day, like whether you think you can or you
Yeah,
think you can't,
yes.
you're right.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to tell you that
Yeah.
I told you I write on my bedroom wall. So one of the things I had, which I no longer have, but it's in my head, it's fine because I finally got it down because I wrote it down on my wall, is basically that we get like crazy about making decisions. Like, so think about like this, we have to make a big decision and think of decision A or decision B, right? So most of us get trapped in this decision problem that like if we choose decision A, we always, even if it's very good, we always
You always
wonder if
wonder.
decision B was better, right? And she's like, you have to look at your decision making like this. So think of it as like two lines going down, like decision A, decision B, decision A, right choice, decision B, right choice, and along the line, goodies. Like your whole life, because we have like decision making fatigue and we get like trapped in our decisions because we're afraid of making the wrong choice. And what if we could like get rid of that and just be like, obviously, like weigh pros and cons and be a responsible adult. This obviously aligns a lot with like hishtadlus and bitachon. Like if I do everything I'm meant to do, and I wasn't, Hashem didn't give me the knowledge about this, then I obviously made the right choice, and this was supposed to happen. So it's like
Right.
it eliminates all that fear. So it's like um,
Takes the burden off.
it takes the burden off. But she tells a very similar story that she really wanted to give a class on fear, like this whole topic, because she's I think she was a professor. I think she was a big professor, or maybe a therapist. I don't remember exactly, but she was like based on all this that she had wrote about, she wanted to give a class in a college, and she like found herself just like she walked into like one of the colleges and was like, I want to give a class, and they're like, we're looking for a teacher to give a class on the topic of fear or something like that, like something crazy.
Wow.
So if you read it, you'll hear the
I'm
story,
gonna
but
read
like
it.
it just gets you thinking, like if we open up our mind that like anything could happen, like the universe, God, whatever, however you believe, like I know I've seen that in my life, like the things that come into my life, the people that have come into my life. Actually, like um, we have like a group where we get together like once a month. It's called Girls Night Out. We do like random fun things. Like, you don't have to have a lot of
Tell
money.
me
So
more. What do you do?
we do a lot of
That's
fun things.
cute. These are like good friends of
Yeah.
yours? I love
So
that.
so the group started off with people like in the community. Like it was open to anyone, and then it got like really big. I didn't start it. My friend Ashley started it. And now it's like a little bit dwindled because it got so big, and she moved to Florida, so we kind of like took it over, but like we haven't done something in a while. But we tried to do like inexpensive things that
How do
like
you coordinate it that everyone's available? Like that's really tough
so
to
we
do.
would post, yeah, we would just like post like, okay, what are we doing for January? And we tried to use the people in the group like what they were good at. So I did like a smoothie making menu planning event because like I'm a dietitian and I do menu planning and recipe development. So
That sounds great. I love this.
yeah,
How
so
fun.
one of the nights we did a vision board. So somebody bought like what's it called? Like cardboard with
Card
text.
stock, like the
Yeah.
okay.
And I said, everybody bring like magazines, and everybody brought, I did it at my house, and I was telling them like this is like a really, have you heard of vision boards?
I've done it before. Yeah.
Cool, right?
It is cool.
So
Like
I
where
was
you just
showing
take
them,
different pictures and it's almost like a collage.
yeah, but it's like
Like that. What you want to do or
what you want more of in your life. And I was telling the women that like when I started my business, so I have a private practice. I'm my coach, like I had a business coach. She's like, I want you to make a vision board. So I just like took a bunch of magazines, but it happens to be I put on my vision board Yaeli Vogel and Naomi Nachman. So Yaeli Vogel is like the artist, Yaeli Vogel.
yeah,
And
yeah. She's really cool.
Yaeli Vogel that year, her son was in my son's class. So, and then I ran into Naomi Nachman at Gourmet Glatt and I introduced myself and then I invited her for a Shabbos meal. So
No way.
yeah, and she's really nice. They're both very nice. So I was just like, just as an example, like the energy you put out into the world is like what comes back at you. So
So true.
Yeah. I just feel like you have really good vibes. So I feel like you should be doing like more inspirational, like putting yourself out there, coming on the podcast.
I want to write a book. I have a lot of things I want to do.
You should do it.
I'm gonna do it. I don't say I want to write a book. I'm writing a book.
What do
I'm
you
in the
want to write a book
process.
on?
Just some of my experiences, my life experience I've been through that I think are pretty crazy. I started writing. I've been journaling in a way
Mm.
that I could compile it into. You ever read the book Untamed by Glennon Doyle?
Of course I did. I'm also writing a
So
book, but I'm going
I
to tell you about it after.
love that book was when I started writing. She inspired me to write.
Yeah.
And I love the structure of the book. Like cream
Hmm.
cheese is the top
Yeah.
is like the title or memo, and
Yeah.
then there's just like a blurb about her day. Like it's not a
Yeah.
storyline necessarily, but it is a
Yeah.
storyline. So
Yeah.
that's kind of like how mine would be. Just different things I've been through in my life that are pretty wild.
Do you want to share it
Like,
with us? Or you're
not
waiting for the
yet.
book?
Not wait for the book to come out.
Yeah, okay, because
Yeah.
I understand. I'm trying to write this book. Have you read the book? Maybe you should talk to someone.
Yes.
Do you love it?
I loved it.
My favorite book. So I love that idea of like the therapist, but I'm not a therapist, I'm a dietitian, but like I counsel people. So I get to see a glimpse of people's lives and I see like my own life. And I think the firm world is missing a really good self-help book. So
Okay, I love that. That's
yeah,
very cool.
yeah, that's where I'm going.
I dig that. That's
Um,
really, really cool. I also want to write a book, a teacher book, a handbook,
you
like
should.
memoirs of Amora, and every chapter is going to be a name of a student and what I learned from them as a teacher, what they taught me. You
By
learn
the way,
from all
you
your
could use
kids, and then
ChatGPT.
it'll be woven in like teacher strategies.
Would you use ChatGPT to help you or no? You
I
write
don't
it, but
know.
it
It
feels like
feels
it's
like
cheating.
cheating. I mean, the truth is I've like written a few posts on Instagram and I'll tell it to polish it, like not
Yeah,
to change it really,
yeah,
but to just like 3 words, you know?
yeah,
Like, yeah, I would do
yeah.
that.
It's like I've written a lot of articles and stuff like that, and then I have somebody edit it. It's like similar, I feel like.
Where do you have your articles?
So I used to write for Wellsprings. I don't know if you're familiar with Wellsprings, but it's like
No.
I think it was the Ami, and then it became the
Oh,
Wellsprings,
that
which
I've
is
heard of.
like yeah, it's just the health magazine. I don't work for them anymore. There is a lot of dieting stuff in the magazine. I don't particularly believe in like restrictive dieting, restrictive diets. That's like not really my thing. But I wrote for them for a long time, and I also had some of my articles published in the Five Towns Jewish
That's so cool.
Times, yeah, and I also wrote for the Jewish Link, and I have a blog, and I love to write. It happens to be so.
I
So you
love
might,
to write, and then when I like someone actually what used to come to my gym class at Warren Levy, and she's like, I work for a newspaper, and I want you to like have a column. Like she literally came right over me and offered it to me, and I still have yet to write something for her
why?
because I think I'm nervous of the pressure of like a deadline every week. Like insistence breeds resistance. So like if I know like deadlines are really
I know
hard
you.
assignments,
Yeah,
you know, like
yeah,
those are
yeah,
hard for
yeah,
people with ADD.
yeah.
So I think it'll be a lot of pressure.
I think you should do it.
I think
Like,
I want to do too many things. So like if I put too many eggs in my basket, I'm going to
yeah,
drop my basket.
I know I'm the same way. I do way
Like I
too
have a
many things.
thousand things on my to-do list, but I
Yeah,
decided, nope, today I'm going to paint my living room. And I've
right.
just painted my living room. Do you know how long it took to spackle and smooth and
Did
sand?
you
And
really?
I painted the ceiling and then I did the moldings.
Did you actually?
Start the whole living room. Yes, I'll send you a video.
I would love to see it. That's so much
It looks
fun.
really good. I worked
That's
really
really,
hard,
and
hours. You
it's
have to
really
climb up the
expensive.
ladder, climb off the ladder, climb back,
Wow.
move the ladder 3 inches, climb back up the ladder, go down. It's like tedious.
Because you don't want to pay someone, or just because you're creative?
Um, First of all, I wouldn't just like there. It's so expensive. Like
It's
that's
so
not where I want to
expensive.
spend my money right now.
Yeah,
And it's also fun. Like, okay, you paint it, you get to pick out your own color. If you don't like it, you could switch it.
yeah,
And there's like this flex of like, I did that. Like I feel
yeah.
proud of my work. And you know what?
I
When I'm
want to
doing
see.
it, when I'm painting, I did my daughter's rooms, both of their rooms
Oh,
separate,
okay.
like 6 months apart. And now I'm like, okay, this is a real room that everyone goes into. I got to do a good
Right,
job. But even when I'm on the ladder, I'm like, wow, this painter did a messy job. Like,
right.
it's not like their work is impeccable. Like, mine
Yeah,
was just as good, if not better, because I care because it's my
yeah,
house. So, like, if
yeah.
anything, I put more effort into it. For
Now
him,
I'm
it's just a
really
job.
upset that I paid a painter to paint this room because I was like, we should just do it ourselves. We could do
Me,
it.
I always felt pulled to do it, and then I finally bit the bullet one day, and it was so much fun. It's also therapeutic.
Yeah,
Like,
because you're just
after a while, it gets like you get a little burnt out, but
yeah,
you could also space it out, you know, like
yeah.
do
I
it
mean, not
the
your
right.
living
Start with the
room.
ceiling. I learned the hard way. Start with the ceiling.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it because yeah, we did it already. But one day
But if you one day you're gonna have to redo a room
yeah, I would do
and you
that.
should try it. It's a lot
I
of fun.
think it would be
Catherine,
fun. You did it
start
yourself,
small.
not like you
Not
didn't do like a date
me,
night with your
myself,
husband.
and I. No
How
one
long
else.
did it take you?
I would have to like sit and add up the hours. I did a few hours here, a few hours there,
Did
like
your arm
I did
hurt?
one coat, it starts to hurt. Like the moldings was hard. That was the hardest because I was like
Right.
using the
Yeah.
paintbrush on the
Right.
moldings. That
Right.
was when it started to hurt. I can't like give you a definitive answer how long it took me because I really broke it
Okay.
up, but it took a
Okay.
long time.
Okay. Well,
Also, like I have no working memory because of my ADD.
yeah.
So I would be like, did I do that wall once or twice? I can't
Right.
remember. That's the hardest thing. Like I need to find a system because I would like come back the next day and be like, I don't remember what I did. Like I cannot remember. I have no memory.
It's
So
so
probably
funny. I
some
mean,
walls have like three coats for all I
right.
know.
But
For
you
all I
can't
know.
tell. You can't tell.
You can't always tell. It's not so obvious.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. ADHD or
I'm saying
ADD.
it's not so obvious when you're even painting, like when you're looking at it,
Yeah.
like you can't even tell. And then you can't tell after. The trick is to buy the highest quality paint and it leaves less streaks and
When you say you have ADD, you have diagnosed
I have
ADD.
like full yes.
So is that like common that you like have a million things to do, but instead you decide to paint? Because it's
A
just like the
hundred percent.
procrastinating. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. That's
Yes,
really funny. I
totally.
understand. I
All my kids
understand.
have ADD too. I remember when I was doing my
They
neuropsych,
all do?
every single one of them, when I was talking to the neuropsychologist, she's like, wow, you all have ADD. Who does the executive functioning in your
Does your
house?
husband?
We wing it. I mean, he does. I don't think he does. I think we always said he did, but I think he just has dyslexia.
I
I don't
feel
think
like
he has it.
a person who wakes up every day,
Yeah,
six
maybe a
o'clock in the
little bit.
morning to give a class, I don't see it, but you really manage it.
I'm high functioning and
Mm.
I have a good work ethic.
Right.
I'm motivated.
Right.
I really have
Internally
confidence.
motivated.
I really have ADD.
Did you struggle as a kid in school, or was it just that teacher that was
I
making you?
struggled terribly. That's why I became
Yeah.
a teacher. I was like,
Right.
schools were so broken for
Yeah.
me. My experience
Yeah.
was so bad. I was bullied
Yeah.
by
I
teachers, by kids. I switched schools. I got bullied again. I didn't like find my friends until seventh grade. Like, did not have friends. I had like one friend on my block, maybe two.
You're from
And
here,
then
the Five
I had,
Towns?
I'm from Brooklyn. I had one friend in
So
elementary
hard.
school before I switched schools.
That's so hard.
I was so badly bullied that when I was in my 20s, I want to say when I was like about maybe 27 or 28, I got a phone call from somebody. I might have actually been even almost 30. And she asked me for a mechila because she bullied me in the fourth grade and she was trying to have kids and she was having fertility
Wow.
issues. And I popped it and she wasn't even the worst. She was like one of the nicer kids.
Did
But I'm
you,
saying the
did
fact is that
you,
she knew, she thought of me, like, who did
right.
I treat miserably? And
That's
she thought
so
of me.
sad. Well, look at you now.
Look at me now. So that's why the job was hard at first, I think. The
Wow.
bullying, that came up. The bullying came up a ton.
Yeah. Yeah. And now, do you still
My
feel like,
therapist would be like, I don't know, like every time I was like stressing about stuff, she'd be like, I don't know why you do this job, Sarah. Why do you do this job?
you
You
mean
nearly killed
teaching?
me. I'm saying being a fitness instructor.
Oh,
She would
nearly,
like
you didn't
look
say
at
that
me
in the beginning.
processing it. She would look at me processing it or go to my appointments and like triggered by something and struggling with something. And she'd be like, why do you do this job in the five towns
Yeah.
where people are so like the standards are high and everyone
Yeah.
expects so much of you and it's so much
Yeah.
pressure. Like it's a real pressure cooker. It
Yeah.
really is. Um, it probably changed my life more. It's the most positive, hardest thing I've ever done. Like
Wow.
I think about it all the time. It changed my life in every way for positive. It
Wow.
nearly broke me down,
Wow. You
but
didn't say that
you know the
before.
concept of kintsugi? Do you know what that is? Japanese art.
Yes, I know exactly what it is. The what's it called? Tell me. The
The
Mika?
potter, like he broke his cup, and when you glue
Yes,
it back together,
the
it
the
folds.
fashion designer, Mika, I think that's her whole fashion line is like
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah.
Kintsugi? It looks like veins of
Yes.
gold.
Yes, you don't know what I'm talking about?
No,
Okay.
I shop at Old
That's
Navy.
okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I wear gym clothing all day.
I heard her on a podcast. I would just
Okay,
say
cool.
I don't
I
actually
love that
wear.
though. Her
Yeah.
clothing looks like that. I'm
Yeah.
curious to see what
Yeah.
that looks
Yeah. Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
So basically, the story is that this Japanese potter, someone brought in their favorite teacup, and he was gluing it back together for them, and he put gold in it to make it pretty. And it's a metaphor also at the same time. It's symbolic to you that when you break, the
Right.
parts that were glued back together are the stronger parts now,
Right.
right? And if you dropped it again, it would break somewhere else.
Right. Right.
And so I think that every time it broke me, it just built me up stronger. Like really,
Beautiful.
truly.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
You didn't
And
say that, so
I
that's
got so
probably
much
what makes
confidence.
you, that's probably like the core of your motivation, like when you're teaching and it's like you said, confidence isn't, I think I'm amazing. Confidence is knowing I'm not perfect, but
I'm
I'm okay.
perfectly imperfect, and that's great.
right. So that's like the
Yeah.
core of like where you're teaching from, and you could tell.
Yeah. Yeah. I really speak for my soul.
Yeah, it's really
Like, and
beautiful.
I'll give a class 3 times in a row and it'll come out different every time. It also
Right,
depends like on the energy in the room. Like I'm very sensitive to that. So I'll
right,
pick up on it.
right, right.
And it could be great and it could be harder. Like sometimes it's
Yeah,
harder to bring the energy into the room. Sometimes I'm like exploding with energy because
right,
there's great energy in the room.
right. And it's funny because like you're so nice, like, and like
All that bullying
people
made me
are
really nice.
intimidated to go to fit. By the way, I love fit. I'm telling you, but I'm just
I've
saying
heard
people.
this.
I don't find it. I find like the instructors are all so, not that anyone's mean. I'm just saying like
Right.
everyone's like rushing in and there's like a vibe, you know? It's like, oh my gosh, am I gonna get my place? Like whatever.
That part intimidates people. I get
Yeah,
it.
that part.
I get
Yeah.
it. It's
But
like
you're,
chill, chill.
yeah, yeah. But you're so nice. Like you could look at you and be like intimidated, like this like perfect instructor. You're watching her and it's like you're so nice. Like it's such a nice combination of a person, you know?
That's so sweet. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I've
I'm just
heard, I've
saying,
been told that I give off like an intimidating, I could be intimidating. And I'm like, I would never, I was surprised to hear it when I've been told that before. And I think that what it really is that when people are confident, it, it could be felt as intimidation, but that's more, I think, of that person's insecurity who's receiving it from me. It's not that I'm saying something in an
right,
intimidating way. It's
right,
just that when you see someone who gives off a lot of confidence, because even when I wasn't confident, I faked it well, you know?
right, right. You're
So
good. You're good.
people who are confident are intimidating to
Right.
you if
So
you're not confident.
I have opinions about this. I think that like because I talk a lot about this about like living in town, out of town. I'm an out of towner, and I live very much in town.
Yes.
And I think that sometimes people think other people are intimidating when they're very shy or they're very snobby, and
Really?
they're actually just
Interesting.
they're intimidated themselves, so they don't smile, like they're not warm
Right.
because they're nervous. Um, and it's like when you get to know them and you're like, oh, I was so intimidated by you, like, oh no, I'm just shy, like, you know, or yes, the person who's like confident, the other person feels like, or anybody who's giving a fitness
I
class,
think it's the story we tell ourselves. I think it's however we interpret what the person's doing. So if you're not smiling, and my story is people who don't smile are not friendly and mean, then
right,
I turned your shyness into something that intimidates me. That's the
right,
story I told myself. You didn't do anything that was intimidating. It was my story.
right,
Does that make sense?
yeah,
And then
100%.
if somebody feels like they're not a very confident person, they're more insecure, then they want to be more confident. So people that are a lot more confident than them are naturally going to intimidate them,
Right, right.
I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that I have like a whole like story about New Yorkers. Like I am from Scranton, Pennsylvania. There were 6 girls in my class. I'm from a really small
My
town.
brothers went to high school there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so funny. What's your maiden name?
Newman. My brother's Avi Newman. He actually, you might have heard this story because it was crazy. They were on their way home from Scranton and they were in a really bad car accident and one of the boys passed away really
When
tragically.
when
My
was
brother's
it?
probably like 50 now, so it was a long time. Wait, you're way too young actually for
I'm
that.
35. I'm 35, but my father went to
He for sure
Rochester.
knows him. Like my brother was there for years.
Yeah.
I think my older brother also made one there. Avi Newman was the one
Okay.
who was he was in the car. He was in the
Wow,
car.
that's so
Thank God he was
sad.
okay. I think he broke his pelvis, maybe.
I
Couldn't
think my
walk
cousin
properly.
was. I think my cousin might have been in that.
It was like
Schwartz.
a very famous story.
Yeah, do you know the Schwartz?
Um,
No, he
they
went to
were in
Rochester.
two separate cars. They were rushing home for a kosher
Wow.
delight chicken, and
I.
they one of them lost control and they hit the side so hard and he died in the car like immediately on contact. It
That's
was a
so
horrible.
sad.
The other front person in the front seat was like really hurt.
That's so
But you're
sad.
from Scranton. Let's
Yeah,
segue back to that. I got
that's
off
really
tangent.
sad. Yeah,
You
I'm from
are an out of
Scranton.
towner. I get
I'm
it.
in
I
the
see it.
center.
I
You could
see
tell.
it.
I don't know how to like
Yeah.
park. I can't like park on
And I
purpose.
lived out of town for so many years and I
Where do you
love
live?
out of town. And
Oh,
they would see
wow.
me. I had a bad rep for being the New Yorker in Atlanta. I was not
Oh, you live
so
in Atlanta?
easily
Oh,
received in
yeah,
Atlanta.
yeah, yeah.
We have different,
People
we're
don't
founded in
understand the
16.
cultural differences of like the
It's
real.
big, especially in Atlanta, it's like really out of town. I lived
Yeah,
in Orlando. Orlando was like just implanted New Yorkers, so that was great.
yeah,
Atlanta was like Southerners. They
yeah.
don't like New Yorkers, not to call out
No,
the whole city right now. They were
yeah,
wonderful
yeah.
eventually, but
I mean, different places, different people, but like I'm saying, my mom's from New York and she moved to Scranton when she got like when she was married. Actually, when she was pregnant with me, I'm the fourth. And she said that like when she would walk down the street and people would be like, "Hey, good morning," she'd be like, why are you talking to me? Like, because she was a New Yorker. Now, like, she wasn't like that after many years of living out of town, but like, that's how I was raised. Like, you say good Shabbos to every single person who walks by, or like you're the meanest person in the entire world. And
I
like,
say good Shabbos to everybody. I grew up in Brooklyn.
yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know. My
know.
mom
It's
is very
different
warm. I
here.
think my mom has always been like very sensitive and warm, and I think I got that from her.
Yeah, but I understand.
Pretty
I actually like
inconsiderate.
understand as an adult that like why New Yorkers are like that because like you can't say good morning to 300 people. I get that. And also like
You
when
don't
you
really walk by 300 people.
I mean you
I
walk
say
by
good
blocks.
morning. I walk by sometimes when I walk by people, and I say good morning to total strangers.
I know. I do that also, but like I'm just saying I
If we
understand
make
why,
eye contact, I'll be like, good morning, like if,
right? Or people don't make eye contact on purpose.
right. And
Right?
then
It's
so
very
then I won't. So then I
right.
won't.
Right. But I'm just
You
saying
got to
like
feel it out.
you know, people like they go to the same schools and then they go to the same seminaries and they go to the same camps and then they get to college and like they seem so mean because like they don't want to be friends with me because I'm from Scranton, but like they all have their friends. Like they're not really being mean. I think it's like a social ineptness. Like they never had to learn to walk into a room. Like I walk into a room now and I meet people like I pretty much just say hi to everybody. But like I did go to a very New Yorky camp when I was in high school and I had a really, really hard time. And my sister's like that camp broke you because I felt like such a loser. Like everybody was
That's
already
so hard.
it was really, really
And the whole
hard.
summer was like that. That's
I
terrible.
only went for 1 month, but like I remember like it really impacted me. I was like, oh, people don't want you to just be friendly, like if they don't know you or like if you're not like the coolest person or like,
Don't keep that memo. Don't listen to that. They're wrong.
yeah,
I
yeah,
sent my daughter all the way to Milwaukee for camp because I wanted her to meet new people. I'm like, you do not need to be with your school
right.
friends in the summer too. Go make new friends.
And she
Go meet
did.
some out-of-towners. And she loves it. She's going for the
Yeah.
third summer.
Where did she
And
go?
I went to high school in Richmond, Virginia, and the principal put the brand new girls in the dorm always came to my room. I had new roommates every month because he knew that everyone else would eat them alive, all the New Yorkers in the dorm, and I was the
Right.
nicest person in the school.
Right.
And I was the welcoming committee.
Bullying really builds people or breaks them,
It
but it obviously,
really, it did both for
yeah.
me.
Right. What was that
Yeah.
thing called? Kintsugi? It's like
Kintsugi.
that's what we'll call this podcast, Kintsugi.
I love
Um,
that.
thank you so much for
I
coming on.
wrote a piece on Kintsugi. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, please send it to me. I wanna read it and I'll send you some of my stuff.
I'd love that.
Okay, so where could people find you if they wanna do you do private one-on-ones or just your outfit you're at
Um,
board meeting?
I would do it sometimes, but not as a regular thing. My schedule's pretty busy, and
People want to book you to talk
I
public
love
speak.
group fitness. That, yes, let's do it.
Yeah, they could also book you, like this is a thing now, like somebody wants a birthday party or like they could book
Totally. Do you know I
you.
once was a bat mitzvah motivator at a
You should
30-year-old birthday
do
party?
that. Yes, that is
It was
so
epic. It was epic. I once emceed it was kind of like a bridal party. I don't know, it was like a mix of like 7-year-olds to 70-year-olds, every wavelength of Jewish. And it wasn't a bachelorette party, it was a bridal shower, but it was also like a
fun.
hype one. They rented
Yeah,
outfit, and I
so
was
fun.
so good in that role. I started doing
That
bat mitzvahs, another area that I'm stuck in. Like I really want to get out there and do more bat mitzvahs. And I
yeah,
just need to
you
get over
should
that
really do
hurdle.
that.
Get over the hurdle.
Okay, my friend Elisheva Cohen, who also I used to take her class at one of the gyms. I loved her class, and she was also a motivator. It's a very the type of
It's the same job.
doesn't
It's
Atara do it?
literally,
Doesn't Atara Yakira's sister do it?
she does. She
That's the energy.
does.
Yeah, I saw her at Westwood. So it was,
Yeah, she's great. I love her.
yeah. So okay, so people, if for the people who listen to my podcast, Sarah's available. Book her.
Yep. Find
She
me
does
on
she
Instagram.
does bas mitzvahs. She does parties.
I'm
She's
also
a
a doula.
teacher.
I do so many things.
No, you're not.
I'm a doula.
Are you actually?
I was trained as a doula. I did like 5 or 6 births, and then it just doesn't fit with my schedule.
It's
So
so
it's
the
too
type.
stressful with
You know
like my
Monkey Schwartz?
job. I know the name. I
She's a
feel like
doula
I know the
also.
name.
Okay, so I took her yoga class,
It's
and
just another area where you're
it's just
empowering
the
somebody.
energy. It's just the vibe, like the
I, I
energy. Like
I feel like they're all different hats, but they're all under the same
I
umbrella. Like
understand
everything
it.
I love, you know?
Yeah, I get it. You have to really be there with someone when they're giving birth. It's like I
Yeah, you
totally
have to like get on their level. With kids, you have to get on their level. In the
right,
gym, sometimes I've literally like I've gotten on the floor and I've whispered in people's ears like, you could pick up your knees right now.
right,
I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna do it with you. Like we're gonna do this right now together. And it's very powerful.
right. It's kind of like not the same thing as therapy, but like a therapist kind of does something similar. Like that's why I'm wondering, like, do you, because there's so much that goes
It's
on
almost
in
too formal
therapy.
though. In therapy, like there's bigger
Yeah, but
boundaries.
you don't really get to know like what the person in the class is thinking. Like I have so many thoughts while I'm taking your class, but I can't really tell you because I literally run out this like you know what I mean? It's like, do you ever wonder like what people are
You can,
thinking?
sometimes people tell me after. I love
Yeah,
when I hear it. It's nice to hear
right.
it.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah,
always,
send me a DM. I love it.
yeah, I will. I will. I mean, I just told you to come on my podcast. I wanted to talk to you. So,
I love
um,
this.
yeah,
This
thank
was
you so
my
much.
first podcast.
You did amazing, and
Thank
people are
you.
gonna start calling you right and left, you know, and
Nerd to Shem.
to Shem. But I'll get all like your information and I'll put it in the show notes so people really could reach out.
All right, amazing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for coming on. Have a great night.
You too. Bye.
Okay, bye.